Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2707 of What You Have to Know. This is the place where I document my journey. My journey being, I share lessons learned, experience, the good, the bad, the ugly of 5 decades of business experience and simultaneously over a quarter century of that in corporate America, working for some of the coolest companies on the planet, in my humble opinion, of course, because that's why I went to work for them. So every day I produce a couple of pieces of content. One is for my Be a Better You annual challenge. I do an annual challenge. This is our 8th year online doing an annual challenge. And about 5 years ago, we started creating our own process for growth, continuous improvement, achieving more of what we wanted in each of 9 different life framework areas that I share: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And this month we're focusing on contribution. And the process we came up with this year is the IDEANCE process. We're on step 4 today, which is action, meaning what action are we going to take? We're going to act now. We're going to analyze the alternatives or the options we came up with yesterday in step 3 to fill the gap between step 1 and step 2, where we are right now with respect to contribution and where we want to be. And so we brainstormed a bunch of options. We picked 3, and today we analyzed those 3, and we are picking one to take action on. And I shared the 3E tool: effective, effort level, and emotional readiness, and talked through how I like to take that and not just look at the alternatives and think about it, but actually give them a numeric score to make choosing among alternatives and options more objective than subjective, right? A lot of the things that we look at when it comes to decision making are very subjective. They're subject to our opinions, our past experiences, our doubts, worries, fears, etc. And I like to take super subjective things and add a little modicum of objectivity to them. Does it always work? No, but then not all my decisions work, right? They never do. But that's what we're working on today. And then we'll finish off that process by the end of the month, and we will switch to mental health and mental well-being and all things mental and thoughts next month. I'm really excited about that. It's one of my favorite months to go into because it's something that we seldom consciously pay attention to. We're always thinking, we're always asking questions, we're always replaying stories in our head, and that's the time where we get to spend some more conscious and make actual choices and decisions and define things the way we want to define them, etc. So I'm jumping ahead. Let's stick with contribution and IDEANCE. So if anybody wants to know what I'm working on in the 3 and how I analyze mine, just please hit me up and ask. Otherwise, you can always use a different decision-making tool. I went and looked back over this year's challenge so far, and I've covered the urine analysis a couple of times. I've used the pros and cons a couple of times, and the head, heart, and intuition a couple of times. So I wanted to pick a different tool because the more tools we have in our toolbox and the more we practice them and we make them our own, the more readily available they are when we actually need them. When a situation or a challenge comes up, oh, I have 5 different ways I can look at this. And that's really powerful to have those in your brain. Because usually one or the other rises to the surface as, yeah, this is the one I want to use right now. All right. That's all I've got today. I've always got stuff going on. If I can help you in any way, please ask. Otherwise, go out, make an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.